Hi, good morning, guys. This is Robert from FX Pesatica. Welcome to another session of Market Snapshot. And today we'll be looking at something that's really happening today later in the afternoon from 4:30. That's the Canadian inflation rate. And so we should expect some volatility, as we can see from my shared screen. So we can see the inflation rate year on year. The expectation is that the numbers will be at 3.3. So this is the consensus of the traders, right? Because last time it was at 3.4%. So what happens when the number comes out at maybe, let's say, 3.2%? Right, so that means there'll be a reduced inflation rate, and so that there'll be the expectation. So traders will be expecting that maybe there'll be a pause on the rate hikes, or even maybe a reduction. So what the Canadian dollar will do is probably spike downwards, because the Canadian dollar will be weak. The Canadian dollar will be weak, and so the USD CAD will go up. So if this number comes out, let's say 3.4 or 3.5%, that means the inflation rate has increased, and so that means there'll be an expectation from traders, maybe a further hike in the interest rates, and so the Canadian dollar will go up. So in this case, we'll have a look at our charts and see the possible outlook on that particular move. So let's get geared up for our session. We'll be having a technical outlook on what is expected today. Not so much yesterday. Remember, yesterday we had a bank holiday. Sorry, we had a holiday in the US, not a bank holiday, and so there wasn't much movement in the market. But today, things will spice up. The volatility courtesy of the news, and then also we can see BOE governor will be speaking sometime later, but that, as you can see, it's rated as medium, so we don't really expect some volatility. But then again, hey, this is the market. Maybe there could be something that you will say, and all of a sudden, some movement will play out. So it's always good that as traders, you make sure that you consider yourselves as risk managers first, and not even traders. So that means you should protect what you already have. That's your capital. Yeah. So, and that's where, like, we utilize the use of stop loss orders. So let's get to our charts and see how that can easily play out moving forward. And if you have any questions, please let me know so that I can handle your questions. So let's go to my MT5 and see what we are about to see in the market moving forward. So that is my screen. Yeah, so if we look at, let me go to USD CAD. I need to have a look at USD CAD. So if you look at USD CAD, we'll probably would want to go to higher time frames and see what's expected. So the current move looks like we have an upward trajectory on this particular pair. But then again, if we go down to lower time frames, we should probably have a look at it and see what the market is giving us. On H4, we could be looking at this possibility. Price could hit last week's high. So this is a potential outlook. Remember, this is purely educational analysis. So how would this happen? So I remember we've seen the expected numbers to be 3.3. So if the numbers come out at 3.2, we expect that the Canadian dollar the Canadian dollar will go down, and so that means USD CAD will rise. So that's the expected move on that if the numbers come out lower than the consensus, what basically investors are looking at. Yeah, so that's a potential upward move on that particular pair on USD CAD. And so if maybe now the numbers come out higher at 3.4% or 3.5%, you expect the USD CAD to drop. So this is also another possible outlook. Maybe we could see a test of maybe last week's low, H4. So we could probably see this low being tested as last week's low. So we could see a drop, right? So those are the two possible moves that we could probably anticipate. Could see that drop happen for around 75 pips. So that's a possible outlook. So those are the two scenarios that we are expecting on this particular USD CAD. Yeah. So remember, your work as traders is to seek the best trading opportunities, and that means you must have a trading plan. And before you pull that buy or sell trigger, make sure that it's in line with your trading plan. What is it that you had said you will do when the market does a certain thing, right? So you must have certain parameters that you've listed in your trading plan that are able to define your areas of entry or entry and exit. So that is USD CAD. Now let's look at other major currencies. So let's have a look at GBP USD. So GBP USD is quite interesting. We have a possible move on this pair. Let's go to H1. So what I would expect probably is a test of this low, a test of that area, and a possible push up. That will probably be the outlook on GBP USD. Remember, once again, this is purely educational analysis, right? So take note of that. And so if we look at H4 and GU, we can see a possible move to that upside and then maybe a later move to the downside. Yeah? If we go to higher time frames, we can see a bit of some resistance on maybe those moving averages, maybe the 800 and the 50 over there. So the 800 is the purple one and the 50 is the blue one. So those are possible outlooks. But then again, moving forward, I still anticipate GBP USD to go short because I would really want GBP USD to come here to this low, which is the low of the year currently. So that's an area I look forward to GU getting to maybe at some point in time, maybe this month or next month. So that's the outlook on GBP USD. What about Euro USD? So once again, let's have a look at higher time frames. So Euro USD is also giving some bullish move, but then again, the long-term move is bearish. So maybe a test of last week's high. That's an area, that's a probable area we could probably be seeking on Euro USD. And so that is an area that is quite interesting. So if we map it out on higher time frames, then we could see this candle over here, which is an order block over here, 0815. That could be a probable move on Euro USD. So maybe on this one, this is what I will be seeking. That would be a probable move on Euro USD moving forward. So if we had that move, that will be quite an awesome trade. So let's look at Audi USD. Audi USD is also a good trade over here. So let's see probable area. So one, I would probably want a test of this Asian low. So if we map it out, maybe I would want Euro USD to come back to that area 65.20 and then push up. Right. So if we go to higher time frames, maybe let's look at the daily. We can see some kind of resistance on the 50 EMA at 66.72. So if we map it out, the probable outlook on this trade will probably be this push. That push. That will be a possible outlook on Audi USD. The sister, or is it the cousin, NZD USD? We should probably see a test of the same, maybe this Asian low. So I'll just have to remove these ones. So maybe we could probably see NZD USD come back to test that Asian low. And then if we go to higher time frames, H4, let's see a probable area that could probably be an area of interest. So on H4, we can't see anything. Maybe daily. Let's have a look at higher time frames. So remember, if we look at higher time frames, we can see some kind of the 50 MA over there playing out. So this will probably be acting now as support today as an intraday position, right? For today's position, this 50 MA on the weekly will be acting as support. So probably we know NZD USD tends to follow Audi USD, right? So if you were to look for areas where you will book profits, then probably I will, let's say, look at this candle over here. Let me map this bearish order block. Yes. So probably the move we should have on NZD USD will push maybe to that area for around 60 pips, right? So that's a possible outlook on NZD USD. USD CHF. This is an interesting pair. So let's have a look at higher time frames. Now, NZD USD, USD CHF is probably, its long time is going up, but then again, we should probably see a drop and then a push up, right? So probably we should see this move. Let's have a look at higher time frames to seek that optimal entry. Now, it will be interesting to see how USD CHF reacts to this candle over there. So we should probably see a push to 88, 46, 45, sorry, and then maybe we can see a downtrend. This is short term because the long term move is up, just like the other pairs. Maybe we should probably see this move. So if we were to map it out, then this will be the probable outlook on USD CHF. So price probably hits 66, 88.45, sorry, and then drop to 87.96 or thereabouts. So and then maybe now a continuation of the uptrend, yeah. Because if you look at higher time frames, we still need to see USD CHF hit that 88.94 area. Yeah, a test of this neckline over here. So that's a possible outlook on USD CHF. And then let's look at Nasdaq, the UT100. So UT100, if I were to map it out, I'll probably be looking at this bullish order block over here. This will be an interesting area. I would want you Nasdaq to come, the UT100. So if today, maybe today or now that the markets will be active, if you want to see how the market was dull yesterday, just have a look at this consolidation yesterday, courtesy of the President's Day holiday in the US. So you can see there was not much activity. So maybe today traders coming in, New York traders will probably want to push Nasdaq down to that particular price area. And now maybe from there, we could see now another upward move, another move on Nasdaq. So my intraday probably play, remember guys, this is purely educational, will be that drop to, is it that 17,359, right? So that will be an area of interest. Let's look at gold. So gold, just like the other pairs, XAU USD is probably headed towards this high, last week's high. That is an area of interest, 2032. Another area of interest will be, let's have a look at higher time frames. So if I go to the daily, I would probably be considering this candle over here, right? So I would probably be interested in that area. 2037. So if we do the analysis, on gold, then this is a push to those two areas. Area will be there for like 190 pips. We know gold is volatile, so getting to that area is quite easy for it. But the most, if you were to look for maybe purely educational, probably first take profit will probably be 2032 and then maybe 2037. Okay, so let's look at USD JPY. USD JPY, if you look at higher time frames, we can see it's headed to last year's high, right? So this is the high we're looking at. That's our potential area for us. So if we go to lower time frames, you can see the daily. So the overall outlook on this pair will be bullish to complete this pattern over here. So if we were to map it out, that will be an area of interest. Maybe another 183 pips, huh? Yeah. So yeah, that is the possible outlook on these currency pairs. Maybe we can have a look at some questions and see what you guys think. If I look at the questions, hello, hi. Seems like you guys don't have questions, right? So head into as we head into the inflation data rate from Canada, and let's hope for good volatility, because at the end of the day, it's volatility that makes us money, right? So yeah, that's just about it. No questions. So I'll just call it a day. What do you expect with the news? Unknown. I've already shared my outlook at the start. We have two possibilities, so you just need to be on the lookout, right? So your work as a trader should be to react, but then again, technicals tend to give a good outlook. So if you look at the technicals, maybe there's a language they're saying, guys, remember at the end of the day, it's all about being a risk manager. Don't call yourself a trader. Just consider yourself a risk manager. That means you'll with your attitude of being a risk manager, you will be taking positions that are in line with your capital. Yeah, so you do not risk too much. Ashke, good presentation. Thank you. Yeah, so that's just about it, guys. Have a good one. Let's meet next Tuesday, and yeah, let's see how the market plays out. Otherwise, I wish you all the best. Have a peaceful day and a peaceful week. Thank you, guys.